You know, something that's always been on my mind. How is it that black women on social media love to thumbs up posts and memes that describe how beautiful they are, yet for some reason the majority of these posts are often having these black women in very scantily clad positions. Now, don't get me wrong, I am an admirer of the human form. And like Latinas, I find the form of a well built and defined black woman to be absolutely insanely beautiful to look at. Let's just be real. I'm an average hot blooded American male. So a curvy, fit female is liable to make my dick stand up at attention. Married or not, I'm just going to call it what it is. But for some reason, I don't think these sisters notice that the only time people describe you as beautiful is when you're posing in an eroticizing way. And so many of you sisters who claim to be, wanting to uplift and upbuild black women, why are y'all silent about this? Why is it we never hear about black women are the best mothers and you produce the evidence? Black women make the best wives and you produce the evidence. Black women are beautiful, dressed as a businesswoman, dressed as a physicist, a doctor, lawyer. No. You see, you black women have allowed yourselves to be reduced to the sum of your parts, and unfortunately, those parts do not include anything above the shoulders. In other words, to most people, you are ass, tits, and thighs. And you're okay with this. And this is one of those times where I legitimately do feel bad for you. Because this is why a father's love is needed. Because a father's love grounds a little girl into realizing she is to be loved not for her physical appearance, but for her inner beauty, rather than the sexual excitement that's you readily display for the world to see. Here's where I'm going with all this. How can us as a people say that our women are beautiful when we only say it in a sexualized context? If we truly care about building a black race that's strong, functional, and can do like anyone else, even better in some regards, then how is it that we sexualize the women this way? Now, don't get me wrong. For as staunch as a critic as I am of black females, more often than not, if I meet a sister who is very well proportionate, defined, and intelligent, like most dudes, I'm probably gonna get a hard on dick. That's just how it works. My shit's gonna go rock hard. Despite the fact that I'm married, it's just the way that is. It's chemistry. It's just the way my male nature works. Why am I so concerned? Well, I have two sons. And naturally, while I'm not going to define whom they should marry, I can't quite say their mothers will be just as relaxed about it as I would. So I prepared myself for the possibility that my son may date inside of his race. And if he is to do so, this is a surefire message to say that these women are not suitable for mates, and their daughters, therefore, cannot be suitable. This is a problem. You see, because I'm raising my sons not to be boyfriends and leaders of industry. I'm raising my sons to be leaders of industry, leaders in their community, and above all, to be husbands. And a woman that openly flaunts her charms for all the world to see obviously shows to me that she is hurting somewhere. Somewhere so deeply that the only way she can find love and acceptance is by the exploitation of her natural charms. And this, of course, is at large a bigger part of our society. Nevertheless, I say all that to say this. I hope that you guys think about what I'm saying here. If we truly love our sisters as we extol from the highest mountaintops, even though it's many of the sisters coercing the brothers to say this, if we, in fact, have this love and admiration and respect for the black female form, should we not respect the internal values? But then again, when you're dealing with the people, a subset of people whose personal beliefs and values are limited to the size of their tuchus, the fullness of the bosom, and how well she can seductively charm you with those assets. How much can you truly expect? Where is it that we need to come as a people is definable first at the individual level, then at the family, then in the community, and then nationwide. I think I've been pretty consistent in saying this. My hopeful wish is that black women start realizing that in order to attract better mates, you must become that which you want to attract. What I mean by this is simple. If you want to attract respectable men, you must first conduct yourself respectably. If you want men who are providers and not dudes running the streets, you must stop producing the information that tells these men that, hey, I am someone you can approach. Because at the end of the day, if my sons grow up to be men who are upstanding and respectable, they will desire wives. And if it's your desire that your daughters should marry my sons, then clearly, black women, you have a lot of work to do. Not just for yourself, but for those little girls. I pity them as I pity you. For all the contempt that I have, for all the disdain, the distrust of you, truly in my heart I pity you. Because until you can correct this farce, this incessant need to have approval by finding first approval and love within oneself, you'll continue this debacle, this charade of having men in and out of your life, and when they leave something behind, usually a disease or a baby. Sisters, understand what I'm saying. I don't critique you because I hate you. Because if I hated you, I would say nothing to you. I critique you because my sons have to grow up in a world with your daughters. And for all the things that I want the most, if my son is to choose a black woman for his bride, let it be a woman that he can truly count on. A woman who has class and respect, not only for her man, but ultimately for herself.